So moving on to part two, then now we have decided to move cheek to cheek.
Okay.
So we ended the last version by discussing actually. Okay, so basically, what's going to happen with us as human beings? One job is replaced for the other. Less and less people get a real employment. They become self-employed individuals. The people who are flexible enough, they will be able to survive in the system. But as we grow older, we lose flexibility, and it's not everybody is equipped with the same talent to actually be flexible. So it's a major concern. Looking at the future, what will this do for our society?
Maybe accountant we will going to have those we don't need. And
No, absolutely.
Lawyer is the same.
So
Doctor is the same.
so
Dentist is the same.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, actually, and I will come to speak about that, but because those people, the job might change a lot, but there is something that those people have, and that is a education and a mindset, and they have more ways to actually find activities that are very close to what they're doing that could still justify their profession. There are people who, for example, clean toilets, they don't have much ability to actually find new ways, new activities to actually justify their jobs. If there is a machine that can take care of the cleaning, then that's just it. End of job. You can be as creative as you want, but there are not a lot of jobs left. But for example, lawyers, doctors, like I said before, okay, basically the act of actually interpreting an MRI scan that could very well be automated, but talking, dealing with patients, telling them what to do, what to take, etc. That's still human work. People still need to be able to interpret what the machine has interpreted from the MRI, and so there are still. I mean, those jobs might largely disappear, but new jobs might occur, and especially the more talented, more flexible people, the people who have a better educational background, they might actually be able to find new ways to actually make a living after all. But yeah, sure, accountants. Why do we need accountants?
We don't need.
No.
I think we need to study Greece, civilian, and Roman civilian activity.
The ancient. Right.
What they did. What this is okay. My opinion is what's the definition of happiness? Okay, but what is the definition of people's happiness? This is very important
Meaning.
concern.
No.
So now is next 10, 20 years, and human beings need to reconsider what is happiness. Okay, your work is objective of your happiness,
Right.
not anymore. How is the happiness of you? You're going to take care of your family.
Well, not anymore.
Is extreme. What is your extreme your happiness? What is it? What do you want? Okay,
Right.
do you want money? For what? Right? You want to buy car, but many majority people you don't need to own your car.
Did we talk about this last week? Like when we were comparing Dutch workers with Japanese workers?
No.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was.
Oh,
for
you
somebody-
just a Dutch worker. You retired. You don't do nothing at all. But
Right.
you're satisfied for just idling day every day. But it's ridiculous. What's the objective for your life?
No,
No
well,
work.
basically what happens is that in Japan, after you are being basically forced out of the system because you arrived there through time, so you will disappear there through time as well. It doesn't mean that you're suitable or not suitable. You're pushed out of the system. Then you're going to look for new ways for employment for your second career. One of the reasons is maybe money, because but a lot of people they will have had plenty of opportunity to actually build up enough reserves to actually retire. they don't want to go home. Why? Because in Japanese society, it's very
You're talking
normal.
about Japanese?
Yes.
Oh.
It's very normal that work takes precedence over everything. So work is very important. Work it takes a very central role in your life. That means that work comes first. Your family comes second. If you need to work late, then you need to work late. It's work, therefore you do it. Doesn't work like that in the Netherlands.
How's that?
It's not like that. Family first. Family first. I work to live, not live to work. That's a comment. That means that actually throughout your working life, there is constantly attention for your family. There is constant maintenance, basically.
Are you doing the family first?
Right.
Really?
Right.
I don't believe you.
Man, eh? I mean, not everybody is so.
I wonder
He's just only speaking.
how frequent the company asked the employee to move to the new job location or branch without the family.
Never happens.
Never happens.
Never happens.
That is, I think, one of the root cause.
Thinking, eh?
Yeah.
But actually, is the company asking the people to go? Because I also very often I get the impression that in Japan, after the kids, especially once they go to school, etc., they don't want to take the kids out of school, and they even don't want to go together with Otosan.
Depending
Or
on the
is that-
situation, and most of the case, there is right for the employees whether he or she is going to move alone or with families. But there are a variety of the reasons. Yeah, one of the reasons is the age of the children. That means the easiness to change the schools between the two regions. Or, for example, if the young couple have maybe 1 year boy and 2 or 3 years girls, I think it is very tough work to find some not kindergarten but some kind of institute where they can ask to take care while
You should ask Takahashi. It's a wife is separated.
yeah. So in such a case, in my case,
Right.
I chose I myself moved from Nagasaki to Yokohama alone, leaving my family in Nagasaki because my kids were small. And even if the much elder the children, like junior high school and senior high school, still there are a variety of the difficulties to move with the families. So because maybe one of the reasons is the number of the candidate senior high school or university. The situation is slightly different for the new university, but talking about the junior high school and the senior high school, there are a variety of the type of the schools, a public school and a private school,
Right.
and in like a local area or local prefecture, there are of course number of the public and the private schools are very limited, but it is I think it's slightly easier to choose. But on the other hand, if the couple tried to move to Tokyo, Osaka, competition is very, very severe. Some people can adapt, but some people cannot.
So as a kid, I moved 10 times, I think.
In Netherlands.
In the Netherlands, between cities and from one school to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. I mean, always like my father always changed jobs. Like he changed very frequently, like more often than I changed my own.
Or there may be another issue. That would be maybe the slow process of paperwork of local office. Or maybe another issue is if you have your own house, that is also another issue. Maybe also the difference between the way of thinking about having their own house.
Right.
We Japanese, most of the case, think the house is one of the biggest, what they say, what do you call it? The capital?
Assets?
Asset, yes. And the car is also the same.
Right.
And once they buy the house, they seldom move to the other place.
Right.
Or even they try to keep that house, even if the family as a whole move to the other place by borrowing the house to the other person. So that kind of the way of thinking is also the difference of the way of thinking between the Japanese people and the Netherlands people.
Right.
Is also one of the reason of the.
Well, I must say that I don't think our family was very typical. I mean, not so many people moved so often as we did. But I mean, basically, there is a duty to go to school. So wherever we would move, some school needs to accept us because I need to go to school. Otherwise, it's illegal to not send your kids to school. So it's just a matter of, okay, so go to whatever school accepts you.
Maybe what do you think about the selecting the new school for your kids when you move to the new place?
my parents never actually asked us. They just go here. Oh.
So that means the quality of education is almost same in a higher level.
Well, I think my primary school the quality was very low, but I mean we really lived in the countryside at that time, and there was not much choice. I mean, basically this was just a Muda, and there were only 2 schools, so you go to school A or school B. It doesn't really make any difference.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean.
So you mean still every children have enough opportunity to go the way which they chose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is also the big difference between the Japan and Netherlands. Selecting the other school carefully is one of the key point for the future. That is a kind of.
But will that remain? I wonder. Will that school system? That school system is important because of your job, and basically that investment is justified because your job will be with that company for the rest of your life. That's going to change. That's going to change. So I wonder whether that same emphasis will remain. But I think in general, the way that we were talking about retirement, right? So retirement. Uno-san was very surprised about the fact that basically when we retire, we don't want to work. Are you kidding me? No. What happens is that when I look to parents my uncles and aunts and to the parents of my friends, once they retire, they go traveling together. Husband and wife, they go around the world. They spend a month here, a month there, and they just enjoy their lives, and that's it. In Japan, they often get divorced. But why is that? Because basically you completely grow apart while you're working because your primary focus is work. And I think like in the Netherlands, we try to keep the family first. And
I've been thinking about that. Why such kind of situation happened in Japan? But maybe one of the I think big reason is the efficiency. Of the company.
Okay, can you explain?
And after the World War II, we lost everything, and but luckily we recovered our economics, by the hard working of every Japanese. At that moment, what do I say? The more you work, then you more get more money.
Right.
And the getting a higher salary was the only one, like I say, virtue for our life. Getting a high salary and having a nice house and having a nice cars or whatever. But during that kind of growth of economy, in the drastic growth of economy, at the same time we lost the tie of the families. Because to earn more revenue, company tried to get, so the company had to move their employees all over the Japan or maybe all over the world. So as a result of that, we experienced tremendous numbers of mobilities we are forced to. So as a result of that, many of the families have to live separately. So if that kind of situation lasts long, even the relationship between husband and wife can be easily lost. And that kind of phenomena is almost now common to every the Japanese. It's a common sense, and even if you are ordered to move alone to somewhere, but it is natural, and there's no way to escape from that. As far as that man or woman try to keep working for that company, so another issue may be lifelong employment also help that kind of phenomena. Not so many Japanese employees have an opportunity to change their jobs easily.
Right.
And frequent job change treated as not good as careers.
Right. Right.
So there are a variety of reasons, but I think one of the big drive was the company's attitude to get more revenues based on the efficient operation of the companies. And so as a result of that, almost all the employees should have work for their company as like I say, haguruma.
Yeah.
Gears.
Gears.
Yeah. So during that period, gradually the ties of families are lost. That is my idea.
So it's but actually everything starts with people buying a house and a car and get settled, they get kind of, it's kind of a scheme, don't you think? If you take two steps back and you think, wow, basically we employ people, we encourage them to start a family, we encourage them to buy a house, and then basically they're ours.
Okay, yes, I agree, but yes, company maybe forced us to buy a new house.
Yeah, so I'm not only saying that this happens in Japan, but it's
the happy of the life is having a house or cars or objects.
Right.
But the company itself did not spread such kind of virtue. But maybe there is some other drives. Yeah, one of the drive was the emptiness after the barbecue. Because
well, but that was a basic human needs, right? So basic human needs are shelter but it's not a basic human need to have a Mercedes in your driveway or to have a huge house and a house that will give you.
You are true. You're true. Yeah. Not everybody would like to have the highest level of the house, highest level of car. Affordable house and affordable car is enough for almost all the normal ordinary people. But there was such kind of phenomena that Ueno Station. Every the beginning of the fiscal year, April, so many new young the people who just graduated the senior high school moved from Tohoku area to the Tokyo to get the job here. So because at that moment I think there are two reasons. One, they could not afford their life by working at their local area. So that so those young people could not but move to the Tokyo to get the job. And another reason, maybe there are so many job opportunities here. That means there are so many companies here.
Right.
That means there are so many companies who would like to have or increase their revenue here. So there are, because of those two reasons, there were huge mobilities of the systematic mobilities was created from a local city to the Tokyo, or maybe the Osaka, or maybe Nagoya. So as a result of that, there are so many people in Tokyo, while the population of the local city is still decreasing, and eventually the total population is now decreasing. So anyway, such kind of phenomena tells us that everybody of this land is working for the efficiency of the company.
But it's a bit sad that at the end of your career you're deemed to actually looking for another job because you don't have a place to go home to.
So after the old man retired, so soon after they realized that how to live with families in daily life.
Exactly.
To live with
you don't get
wife.
the same respect as you got when you were still working, when you just could tell somebody to do this and that and the other. You can't tell that to your wife. And your wife also convinced you.
I don't know what are they going to do after retirement in Japan. I don't know. What are they doing?
Writing books.
No, in my case is very exceptional.
Different, yeah.
What they are going to do? Usually, actually, they don't do anything. Or like, no, I don't think that they don't do anything at all.
Well, I see a lot of people who are employed one way or the other. Like, for example, construction side, there are a lot of people like regulating traffic, trucks going in and out, and
yes, but
these kinds of
this is
jobs that
low grade workers.
So
But
maybe that's better than being at home, or it could also be that there's a financial necessity because they had something happened to them and they lost their money. Possible.
You know, for the Industry 2.0, the automation drove out the blue collar. And maybe Industry 4.0, AI is one of the big drive, and AI will drive out
the white collar. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but not all the white collar.
And actually, they are most prone to automation because they're so incredibly inefficient. There's so much inefficiency, so that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Or even the white collar who themselves is working efficiently along with
inefficient colleagues
rules will be driven out by the AI because such kind of a routine work,
Right.
like evaluating their I can say employees,
Managers out.
right? That's right.
Out.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる専門性を持つ英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後、こういうふうな検証をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料を作成しております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。